Danny Beardsley.
Hair collect.
You bastard.
Dude, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Until I heard that.
Well, we had Hobgoblin, the actual beer company, like one of our posts that featured you and your likeliness to the Hobgoblin Goblin.
Yeah, I can tick it off. Brilliant.
Most people can't say that.
No, they can't. Why would they? How have you been?
I've been good, thank you. How are you doing?
I am very well, thanks. Very well. I've finally got rid of an awful cold, which is great.
What, that parasite?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you would do.
Yeah, what Dallas was joking about.
Yeah, you would forget about it because the parasites made you forget. So what have you been up to? Little song nearly. Here's another song for you. Oh, you've actually had a gig.
I did have a gig, and you were there showing support.
I have to go nowadays.
Yeah, you have to. Like business partners.
It looks bad if I don't go.
I have to go and support my co-host and cheer. It was at Oxjam in Beeston. It's a charity festival for Oxfam.
Indeed.
So I always like doing stuff for a good cause.
You do, to make up for all the bad stuff that you do.
Indeed.
The yin and yang, you know.
Well, yeah, all the bad stuff we do as humans. That we all just ignore.
You're dying for our sins. Oh, you think you're Jesus now?
Oh, God, here we go. I had a really good time. And the crowd was really... They were really up for it, weren't they?
Yeah, they were singing along to the ones they knew. Obviously not your songs.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the case, isn't it? Always.
But it was a great performance, dude. You should be really proud of yourself.
Thanks, dude. I really, really enjoyed it. I tried out a new cover, which was Whitesnake. I never thought I'd be saying that. Oh,
dude, it was brilliant as well. It was really good.
Here I go again. Actually, the thing that was really surprising was just handing over the mic to the audience, and they belted it out, didn't they? They had a really good time, and it was good. It was good fun.
It was very enjoyable.
And watching Strictly.
I hate it. I've just been forced to watch it. Literally, what was it, an hour ago?
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
I need more. I need more than just a silly dance. I need some story. I need some singing. I need something.
Well, it's wholesome.
So is brown bread.
Well, I agree, yeah. Brown bread. Eating brown bread whilst watching Strictly, wholesome.
But not necessarily enjoyable.
We enjoy it.
I wasn't even lightly entertained.
Oh, my God.
I know. But, you know, there's a lot of shit out there that people like.
It's celebrating culture and arts.
I can go and see a band or watch a play that celebrates culture and arts in a much better way.
We'll go and do that then.
Rather than watching some blind bloke getting swung around. And so what was that woman? What was her name?
Toya
Wilcox.
Toya Wilcox.
She was basically a mannequin being ragged around by a bloke.
She's married to Robert Fripp.
I was going to say that's illegal in some countries.
Of King Crimson.
Great bands. That's the culture I'm talking about.
Can't stand that band.
You can't stand King Crimson?
I love them. I've seen
of
Robert
course.
Fripp. I've seen Robert Fripp live, and he just sat on stage. It was Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, and Robert Fripp, and he was boring. He had racks of 1980s guitar gear, and he'd play a few notes on guitar, and then just tweak a few knobs.
Yeah. And
then just kind of leaving stuff to oscillate, and it was, oh God, it was awful.
See, that would be interesting to me. More interesting than Strictly. That's where we differ.
What have you been up to?
Well, obviously the same gig as you. I've been enjoying the coffee you provided this evening.
Coffee chat.
New
jingle. Here we go.
I get streaming on the land with a coffee in hand. Caffeine Wonderland.
But we had a lovely, what is it, this coffee with a cause?
Yeah, £2.70.
Bargain. It's banging, actually. Really nice.
Yeah.
And I've just finished that bag of 100 Degrees beans that you gave me for my birthday. They were amazing.
It's just the finest coffee on the planet.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Grinding them down, pelting some of them down me every day.
Indeed.
But it's all gone now, so I have to order some more. So cheers for that.
Actually, have you tried their decaf?
No, but I've got to have some vices, dude.
Mate, when it gets to late in the evening, I can't drink coffee too late, like a lot of people. I'll be up all night buzzing. Their decaf is the best one I've ever tried. It's like you can barely even... I think it's called Mellowship.
Yeah, but I'd rather move on to the herbal tea.
You got the heavy stuff.
Tea chat with Danny and Dan.
ginger. What is it? Peppermint and licorice.
Chamomile.
Peppermint and licorice is my go-to. Have I been up to anything else? I don't know. What have I been up to, dude? Have I done anything else? I haven't. Have I?
Loads of editing.
Loads of podcast editing. I'm putting shitloads out on the social media. That's all I do these days. I'll ask the question. Are you ready?
Go on.
What have you been listening to?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh my God. Do you want me to start?
Yeah. What have you been listening to?
Well, I've been listening to Alice in Chains and Jerry Cantrell, because she sent me a little video through of him running through his gear, which then made me realise he had a solo album coming out soon.
Oh, it's really good, wasn't it? His rundown.
His rundown was brilliant. I really, really enjoy his two latest solo tracks he's released.
Remind me what they're called.
I don't know what they're called, but just search Jerry Cantrell. You'll find them. They're both really good, though. It reminds me more of older Alice in Chains, whereas newer Alice in Chains is a bit heavier.
Rather than the it is a lot heavier, isn't it?
It's got a less claustrophobic production on it, so it's quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Modern Alice in Chains. It's a bit of a more old school kind of production on it. It's really good.
The new Alice in Chains stuff, if you look at the waveform, it's absolutely jacked. It's completely just like a block.
Yeah.
And it still sounds killer.
It still, it works.
Yeah.
It works for them anyway. It doesn't work for everyone.
Amazing. Good choice. I can't argue with Alice in Chains. Amazing.
Timeless. One of those truly timeless bands. Like, they're as good now as they were back then.
Well, they've moved with the times. That's the great thing.
Yeah.
You think of there's not many bands that kind of transcend the different eras. And they truly have.
How about you? What have you been listening to?
I've been listening to something a little bit different this week.
Blues rock.
Well, it's classed as rock in here. So I've been listening to a band called The Drills.
I've never heard of them.
The Drills is it's the band that Phil X fronts. So Phil X, a lot of guitarists have probably heard of Phil X, but Phil X is now Bon Jovi's guitarist. He's been in Bon Jovi for the last probably, I guess, 10 years, something like that. But his voice is outstanding. His guitar playing is unreal. And he's got some of the best rock tones on it. He's quite an old school kind. He's heavily influenced by Van Halen. So anyway, the album that I've been listening to is Kick Your Ass in 17 Minutes, and I've just shown you a few clips of it, haven't I?
Yeah. It's got very high energy,
pop rock punk kind of stuff.
It's got punk aspects.
Tongue in cheek. They're not taking themselves too seriously.
There's a few weird noises in there, isn't there?
Yeah,
that they pull out the bag.
The first two songs, Air Hockey Champion of the World, is brilliant. There's a killer solo at the end as well. And Beautiful Apartment. And it's talking about something about, I think the lyrics say she had a beautiful apartment and a beautiful face. And then it talks about a mole on her shoulder that reminds her of him of someone else. It's just daft. But, they're just having fun. So it's been quite nice to listen to a different genre. It wasn't blues rock, Dan.
Thank God it wasn't blues rock. It's time to see, Danny, who we got on the show this week. He's just checking there. Who
we've been doing quite a few intros back to back.
Can you read that, okay? Do you want me to read it for you?
Yeah.
It's David Stott. Can you remember recording this one?
Yes, of course I do.
First time meeting him for me, he was a great guy. Another great guy. We really have great guys on this podcast.
I've spoken to David Stott quite a bit in the past when we were in Emperor Chung.
Oh yeah, did I never speak to him?
It's
just a guitar thing, was it?
Guitar
club.
Yeah.
Bass players.
Guitar club. You weren't welcome. You weren't welcome. Bass burn.
Another bass burn. Thanks, dude. But yeah, I can't really remember him, but he's a really great guy on the podcast. Yeah, really interesting. And his band, with the concept ideas behind it, I think it's amazing. I can't wait to go and see them.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go and catch one of their live shows, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%.
On something new. So yeah, it was really nice to catch up with him, because I've not spoken to him for quite some time. So it's nice to hear about the band, hear about some more about his life, and I thought he made some really good choices in this episode. So
yeah, should we crack on with it? Should we
jump into it?
Should we let the listeners listen to it?
Indeed.
Indeedly.
Here we go.
Enjoy. So, Danny, who have we got on the podcast today?
We've got Mr. David Stott.
David Stott. welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been a long time since the old 6-string days, Danny. So
It's been
yonks.
Years and years and years. I think I've had a child since then. So
Yeah, I've had probably about 5 since then.
Oh God.
oh wow, how did you have time to do this then?
I've lost the weight since then.
Well, dude, do you want to tell the listeners about your current band and projects that you're involved with, and a bit of history about yourself and how you started with guitar?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a guitarist in a band called Ward 16, which is a theatrical, progressive. We've been called so many things. To be honest, it's hard to keep track of. But basically, we've thrown all of our influence into a big cauldron, including the likes of Iron Maiden, Alice Cooper, Pink Floyd, Marillion, as well as a bit of the heavier stuff. And we're a band called Ward 16. So we've got 3 albums. The third one's out next year, which is like a trilogy of concept albums telling the story of a female psychopath. Awesome. So it's very much it feels progressive, but it doesn't necessarily sound as stereotypical progressive as you'd expect. But we have actors on stage, and we have a big stage show, and we tried to look at it from a perspective of going to a theatre rather than going to a gig, and it allowed us to really change the emphasis of how we perform and how we structure everything. So that's the perspective of a band. For me as a guitarist, I started guitar back way back in about 1988. So that's like 35 years, and thinking I should be a lot better than what I am, but I think I'm one of those hobbyist guitarists, and I didn't actually get into a band until I was probably in this band, actually. I played a couple of cover gigs here and there, but Ward 16 was my first, the first band I actually wrote music for, and that was in 2015. So it was a long time of playing in the bedroom and jamming and getting guitars and selling them and bashing them up, but not doing anything, positive with it, really. And it wasn't really until I got quite ill that I really pushed myself into becoming more than just a bedroom guitarist. I got diagnosed with quite a severe illness in 2013, and in a way to be able to communicate how I felt, or to just vent, and also to show that I had this passion and love for music, I joined the band, and from that it's escalated, and we've toured the UK. We've got albums out. I've got a Black Star, kind of artist, and we played Bloodstock, and we've gigged with Cradle of Filth. So it's from something that was just there to help me vent and help me to sort my head out. It's snowballed into something quite ridiculous, really.
That's amazing. What a story.
Yeah, that's cool. That is. I do love the idea that you got the concept albums and the show you put on as well. That is something different, and not everyone does that.
It's quite easy to write for as well. I think if you're having to write from your heart or from, I guess, from what your narrative was every day, it's either love, hate, work, or politics. I think sometimes you become quite either it's hard to be organic, or you end up being quite tunnel vision. But because you've got this narrative behind you, you can actually, it helps with soundscapes and helps with moods, and so writing in a third person, you can actually draw from different genres like we do all the time, without needing to be really stuck in one theme. It's fun, to be honest. It's a lot of hard work. You add about 4 hours to every gig, because you're having to dress up and make your own props and set your props up and things like that. So it's very difficult to just turn up to a gig, play and go home. But ultimately, people have latched onto it and love it. So it's very much worth it.
Oh, that's amazing.
That does sound amazing. Have you got any gigs coming up soon that you'd like to let us know about?
No, we've got nothing now. Our last gig, we headlined one of the stages at Made of Stone, which is amazing. But now we're just building up to the new album. So we've just about finished the mixing of it. So we're going to withdraw a little bit and then build the props, do all the PR, do all the videos, and do the photo shoots. And almost evolve into what we are next. And it's difficult to do bespoke, one-off gigs here and there, because you can't do it without the new stage show and new songs. So we've got nothing till next year, which is good, but it's also, you miss it a little bit.
Yeah. But by the time it comes back round that you're ready to go, it'd be all
definitely
exciting, won't it? And,
well, and especially with the stuff that we do, I think if you play too many gigs, people can get too used to it, and it's trying to keep it fresh and keep it. Obviously we can't just throw in, because it's tied. Our shows are tied to a storyline and tied to the theatrics and tied to props and all the videos, insets and stuff like that. You can't just change the set every night. So you kind of, there are pros and cons to it, So you are tied to a formulaic, almost a form. As much as we add little bits and ad lib a little bit, you are tied to something. So if you play too many gigs, or you play gigs within a certain area, you can become a little bit predictable. So we like to pull ourselves away a little bit and keep people waiting.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah, it makes sense. That does. Total sense. When there's such a strong concept involved, definitely. So it'd be like watching the same TV series over and over and over and over again, wouldn't it? So
I do watch The Office every year. So,
I've got my favourite TV shows I like to watch over and over again. But it's always nice to get that new season, isn't it?
Exactly. See what's yeah. In this band, what position are you taking up? What are you going to be?
I'm not good enough to be in this band. There's far too good. I'll be the T-boy.
Oh, dude, you've got to be in the band.
I'll be changing the batteries in the pedals for them.
You can do that as well, but you've got to be in the band, I'm afraid.
Oh, we've got to be in the band.
You've got to be in the band.
I think I'll be rhythm guitarist.
You can do the tea as well, but you can also
and T-boy as well. Yeah.
I mean, making good tea goes a long way, mate, as well. So
absolutely, yeah. But I think I might upset people because I don't mind what order the milk and the tea bag goes in. It's a lottery when you get tea from me. So,
what do you do, Danny? What's your tea preferences?
Tea chat with Danny and Dan.
I like to leave the tea bag in for quite some time.
And then milk afterwards.
I do that because I'm just too lazy. Yeah. I sometimes put two... I sometimes put two tea bags in, bags in, because I can't be bothered waiting. Yeah. I can't be bothered waiting for it. So
I'm with you on that. I like a strong tea, Ardy. So just 2 tea bags, quick as possible. Get a good scrunch down as well. Milk it a little bit.
Just pour the kettle in the box, and then
that's extreme.
And then decant that in.
Or just put it all into your mouth. Put the dry tea bags into your mouth, and then pour the hot water in.
Like snooze.
Yeah. You don't have to do the washing up afterwards then either.
No, swirl it around.
Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? The washing up. Oh.
Yeah, you're washing up, don't you? So have you got a favourite guitar that you've been playing in this band, David?
Yeah, I play an EVH Wolfgang.
Oh, lovely.
It's a stealth one. I've tried a few. I play Hagstrom quite a little bit, but I don't find them as they don't cover the ranges as much as the DVH does. And I've tried loads and loads of guitars. My favourite ever guitar is a Nuno N4, a Washburn N4.
Oh yeah,
it's just the most beautiful guitar I've ever played. It just molds to you, but because we have because it's not got any finish, lacquered finish. And we use loads of fake blood on stage. For lovely natural grain was pink. And I've destroyed quite a few guitars. It's until you play, with fake blood on stage, you don't know what a hazard it is. It's cracked guitars. It's spitted down the middle. It's destroyed pickups. So,
oh wow,
the Wolfgang is put up with about 6 years worth of gigging. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing sounding guitar as well. And I think Eddie not only was a fantastic guitar player, but he knew exactly how to build, instruments. He knew intricacies that I don't think, anyone that isn't a master could do.
Yeah. I mean, he road tested his initial designs, didn't he, for years? Was it a 2-year tour or something?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, just tested it, made sure it was all right, and then, Here you go.
It's just tiny little things, like for low friction pots and things like that. It's just great. It's just amazing. Just a wonderful brain, as well as, a wonderful guitarist.
What's the neck like on it? I mean, they're supposed to be.
It's really good, to be honest. It's not too thick. It's got a great ebony board as well. I love, since the N4, I love ebony fretboards as well. They just look like butter. But it's not too thick. It's not like a wizard neck. It's just right. It's quite thin. But it's not like a Les Paul baseball bat either. It's really good.
Yeah, I
really
like
good to play.
necks.
It's heavy though. It's really heavy to play. It's a heavy guitar.
Oh, cool.
So when you walk into a guitar shop, you're like, will it withstand Fake Blood? Is that one of your criteria?
Yeah. Even to the point now where I've looked at getting neck-free bodies.
Yeah.
I think that was I had another Washburn which had the Stevens cut away, and all the blood got into the joint, into the neck, and it did actually crack the whole body all the way down the centre. So it is actually one of those things to look for.
Yeah.
It sounds daft, like, but it's just like one of those things. And think, and also looking at how you protect the pickups and the electronics and things. It's just another thing we have to think about.
Yeah, it's a good job you're not using a hollow guitar.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Just filled up, empty it out.
Like a fish tank of Fake Blood.
That's like that. Have you seen that Burns video? He filled an acoustic guitar with water and played it, and it was just the sounds that he was getting on. It was amazing.
Yeah, really.
We'll have to give a listen to that.
So it's
watch.
By each gig that you do, the more blood it ingests, the
The
tone will
changes.
change.
It does, yeah. It's specifically Morrison's red food colouring. If you ever want to know, the Morrisons have got the best kind of food colouring that replicates blood, and it comes out easily as well. So that's for everyone out there that wants to do the stupid stuff that we do.
A top tip.
Yeah, top tip.
Yeah.
Top tip from David. Thank you for that.
All the others come out yellow when you try to take it out in the wash.
Comes out like plasma.
Oh dear.
Yes.
It is plasma, isn't it? It looks a bit yellow.
Yeah. You're right, Danny.
Albumin.
You seem to know a lot about blood.
Blood.
I work in a hospital normally as well, so I think that's
Okay.
You could just take some home then, surely. You could get the real thing if you wanted.
I could do, but they become a bit suspicious. So I've got to be extra careful.
That's fair enough.
There's got to be rules around that, surely.
There's got to be rules around taking real blood.
Oh, I'm terrible around blood, you know.
I'm fine with fake, like, TV blood, but real blood,
real
I'm
life.
not good with. Real life blood.
No?
I get that dizzy.
I love it.
I love it.
I'm a bit scared now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on Zoom.
Right, we've got a couple of rules, mate.
Time for the rules, baby.
Yeah, we have to remind you of the rules.
So, anyone in this band, you cannot have been in a band with them before or currently be in a band with them.
And you can't choose more than one member from the same band.
I know, that was really hard. It's a bugger. But yeah,
We're going to have some rules to kind of put some walls in place to stop you picking the entirety of one band.
We've not been able to do this yet, have we?
Yeah, we've not done it yet.
We've not been able to pick out a band yet.
We'll do it eventually.
It's really hard. The parameters around the two in the band is really difficult.
Yeah,
because usually the two band members offset each other and complement each other. So you really have to think differently.
Yeah, there's some bands out there that I just pick every member anyway.
Yeah,
they were already my dream band.
Some weird blues band for you, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Or Canadian.
Emperor Chung.
I won't pick them. I'd pick no one from that band.
Yeah.
Apart from Chico the Penguin.
Chico Chung.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chico.
That's a blast from a past, mate. Yeah.
It's a very violent penguin. So we're going to move on, David, to your first band member, your dream drummer. Who are you picking?
I'd pick Mike Portnoy.
Mike Portnoy again.
There he is.
It's a very popular choice on this podcast.
It is, well, I think that's one of the drawbacks of being the type of music that I kind of love. But I'm not really someone that's really noticed drummers because I kind of focus on a guitarist quite a lot. But from a perspective of I've watched Dream Theatre so many times, especially the Scenes from a Memory era.
Yeah.
And he was it wasn't just the drumming that I really appreciated. It was how fundamental and integral he was to the music writing as a whole, as well as the running of the band and elements like that I think it's his overall kind of contribution to the bands, as well as he's played quite a few bands that, there's a lot of diversity in what he plays as well. And I've seen him on a Hello Kitty drum kit, and that was spot on as well. So I think, I think he's got a future.
I'll
give him a chance.
We've established already he can play. There's nothing he can't play, is he? Do you know what I mean? Give him something, and he'll make it sound amazing.
Yeah,
it's beyond the industry standard. That's what we agreed on, didn't we?
Yeah. I think he's gonna get picked a lot of times.
Yeah, rightly so. Yeah. Rightly so.
Oh, he can make that cowbell sing.
Oh yeah, and he does sing as well, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. How he does it. There's a great video that he's done on, I think it was YouTube or whatever, where he's counting the drum beats to Dance of Eternity from Scenes from Memory, and it's just crazy the amount of time signatures that they go through, and he's just counting it, and it's just insane. I don't know how he does it.
He's a magician, a scientist of the drums, isn't he?
Yeah.
So good.
Have you got a favourite piece of music by him, mate?
I was completely in love with Scenes from a Memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole album, it massively, as well as a couple of other progressive kind of concept albums, that was a massive influence to me in regards to not only getting hooked by a narrative emotionally, but the music within it as well. I think it must have been their last album where they didn't kind of become overblown as well. From my perspective, I think they kind of became a little bit too ambitious with some of the stuff, and they lost a bit of focus. But Scenes from Memory is just one of my favourite albums of all the time. The whole thing's magnificent.
I think that's my favourite Dream Theatre album. By a long, long way. Yeah.
I can't know.
The live bit and the live version just blows away the studio version as well. It's just incredible.
Oh,
you're watching them all sink into each other, and it's just
I was going to say it's more impressive to see how they do it live. Like, it's madness, isn't it?
I've not caught that. I've missed that completely.
Oh,
so it's just.
Is it a live album or is it a DVD?
Yeah, it's a live album and live DVD.
Oh, cool.
And there's core elements of the narrative that are so enhanced with gospel singers and choirs and things. It just completely blows away the studio version. It's brilliant.
Thanks for that, mate. I'll check that out.
You will cry at the end. You will cry.
I will definitely cry. I will definitely be checking that out.
Have you met him before? Have you come across him in real life?
No. I've only seen Dream Theatre once, and that was stood at the back of a Leeds venue, right behind the 6'7" person. Okay. So I got to listen to him, but I never got to see him. So
it's always the same. It's always the same, isn't it? When you go to a gig, there's always a tall dude who stands in front of you.
They don't even have to be tall for me. Just a 5'7" guy would stop me from seeing someone. So
how tall are you now? No, how tall are you now?
I'm not. I can't quite quantify how tall I am right now, Danny. But I like to say I'm 5'7", but I am 5'6".
5'6"
at best.
Yeah, on a good day.
on my best reach.
Yeah.
Straining.
Keep hydrated and keep your vertebrae all well hydrated with fluid, and you'll stay tall forever.
Or small or short forever.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to move on to your dream. What was the next, Danny?
Well, it was Dream Rhythm Player.
Oh, yeah. But you are the dream. You are the rhythm player. So, do you have any honourable mentions who you would have playing rhythm guitar if you weren't?
Yeah, I think it's been a really difficult one because I feel like I'm cheating on someone. I think there's a few that have made me think how to play guitar a lot differently, and I think that's the bits that stand out. So, Vernon Reid from Living Colour.
Cool. Yeah.
He the way I was and I am a massive Living Colour fan, and I met them a couple of weeks ago, and it was the first time I'd ever been starstruck, and I was shaking when I met him, and I did that embarrassing thing where I had to butt in and say, "You guys changed my life, with your music, and because you only get kind of 30 seconds of someone, don't you?
Yeah.
So you kind of try to pour your whole life story into something. But yeah, the way that he structured or played jazz chords, he mixed jazz and funk into metal, kind of made me learn different types of chord progressions that I'd never thought of before and get me out of that blues box. Mark Tremonti as well. I think as much as he's kind of well renowned now as being as a shredder, back in the day I really got into Creed. I was like, they're one of the bands that kind of regenerated my love into music. Creed. And the way that he was able to kind of create a lot, to fill a lot of space with one guitar.
Yeah, he certainly did that, didn't he?
Like arpeggiating and things like that. I really appreciate how he plays, and I prefer his Creed work and his early Alter Bridge than his later stuff, where he's become a lot more successful. Like his shredding and things like that.
I agree completely.
We're on the same page there, mate.
Exactly on the same page. I hate some of his newer stuff with Alter Bridge. It's just too.
It's too far. As much as I feel, I think they're a bit too formulaic for me now.
Yeah,
and they know what buttons to press, and they do it. Whereas back with Creed, and at least, especially the first two Alter Bridge albums, there was so much anger and things riding on it, and they were getting messed around by either singers or the record companies that they had a real hunger for it.
Yeah,
and I think he was able to not only translate that into some of his riffs, but some of his acoustic and clean playing is just phenomenal, and I think he's overlooked by that. And the hooks that he creates as well is just he's just one of these people that he can create a chorus out of nothing, and it just it soars. So I'd probably pick that, to be honest. I'd pick him.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice. Yeah, do you like his solo stuff as well?
I do, yeah. I've been lucky to see him a few times, but I do. I kind of like the emotional narrative core of his early stuff.
Yeah,
like I'm someone that really gets into the emotion of the music. So like his Human Clay from Creed and One Day Remains are just full of songs that take you somewhere else. So yeah. I kind of look at what he does now of loads of like I saw him the first Alter Bridge gigs over in the UK, and where they were having to play cover versions because he didn't have enough material and things. And I've got his guitars and his pedals and stuff like that. So yeah, I look at him with loads of pride that I've been kind of on that journey with him. So it's really cool. So I'd be wrong not to have him as my rhythm.
Yeah, great choice.
You're honourable mention anyway, at least.
Yeah, honourable mention. You're still in the band, David.
He's not in the band. You're in the band. Sorry. Yeah.
Phew. I've got his pedals, so that is the bit it lives on.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on now to your
dream bass player.
Billy Sheehan.
Billy Sheehan.
Oh, I'm gonna have to put my foot down.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He's been in a band with Mike Portnoy.
Oh, bollocks, yeah, of course.
Rule break.
Sorry, mate. I hate to be the...
I didn't realise that at first, but someone else had the same problem, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, actually.
Oh, man, that makes it difficult.
It does, doesn't it?
Because the second bassist I'd pick would be in the same band as the singer.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Don't worry.
I guess the one that really started, and I don't know his name, he's a bass player for Ginger. Yeah, Eugene Kostyuk rolls off the tongue.
Yes, that's the one.
I've seen him a couple of times, and the music is fantastic. But usually if you're a guitarist or you're like vocalists, you're drawn to the guitarist or the vocalist of a band. And I think they were one of the only bands I've ever seen that I was transfixed watching the bass player.
Yeah, he's got a very... It's very unique. It's very unique as a bass player.
Yeah, it's just like a lead player.
Yeah.
And I think the bass player for Mudvayne is similar.
Yep.
They're not necessarily my type of music from everything that they play, but the technique and how they approach playing bass is just it's just something else, really. It's like the next evolution of how to play bass.
I agree.
Wonderful.
I agree. But like I said, Ryan from Mudvayne as well. They both play, like I said, like lead players. Like they're the main instrument.
Yeah.
The guitarists take the back seat, really. I love that.
I get that vibe as well, the Mudvayne thing.
Yeah.
And that's a really good thing that you just said there, David, about the next evolution of kind of of bass fit. It's a good way to put it, that is.
There's not enough of them, though. There's not enough players like it, is there, really? Few guitarists that get all the acclaim.
But he kind of plays, you watch some of these YouTube guitarists and like, is it Henson? I can't remember his...
Tim Henson.
He's a tennis player, isn't he?
That's Tim Henman. That's Henman.
Oh, Henman. Oh, yeah, Tim Henson.
Is it Polyphia?
He might be able to. Yeah, Tim Henson.
But the guitarist of Polyphia, in regards to just taking the whole fretboard and making it into almost like a completely different instrument.
Yeah.
And I think he's done that. Those two on the bass have done that a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take away from the music either. It keeps that really heavy, bassy core, but they're still all over the place. It's fantastic to watch, to be honest.
It's a great choice.
Have you seen those guys live, Ginger?
Yeah. Ginger, they're really good, really powerful,
super powerful band. I've not seen them yet.
No, I've only seen them on not live. No. I think I've only seen some videos on YouTube, but not in real life.
Yeah, I'm the same. What I have seen, though, it's been like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, really powerful.
And it's cool with the female vocalist is an absolute machine, isn't she? She's awesome.
Yeah, you just don't expect that noise to come out of there,
Brilliant.
So,
absolutely brilliant.
Okay, so we're moving on to your dream
lead
guitarist.
I've got so many. Well, this is the tricky one.
Oh, is this for guitarists?
It is. I grew up not so much. I love the shred kind of. I was born, obviously, played guitar through the 80s, so the likes of the Richie Kotzen and Paul Gilbert, all of that, and Yngwie and Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, they were all very much part of the landscape at the time. The shrapnel kind of generation. I love that, but I always preferred the guitarists that were a bit more melodic and a little bit more. You played in what you'd call a regular band. So as much as loved them, and like Jason Becker was someone that completely changed my life in terms of, when I was going back talking about getting ill and having to kind of create a legacy to leave my kids and stuff. Him doing what he did was the core reason why I went, I'm going to get in a band and to try to do what I do. But I also love the George Lynch. I think George Lynch, Key Marcello from Europe. He's got such an unusual guitar and voice and phrasing, but it's so melodic. And Nuno Bettencourt, EVH, Dave Gilmour, and I think Steve Rothery. Steve Rothery is like one of those unsung guitar players of the last, the UK guitar players of the last generation. And and even to butter you up a little bit, you and Richie when you played in Emperor Chung.
That's very
kind, the album was incredible. How you two played so cleanly with so little overdrive is just ridiculous. So you kind of got me into a little bit more into the modern type of music, modern guitar heroes, if so to speak.
Oh, bless you. That's really kind.
But I'd probably I'd be wrong not to say it'd be Adrian Smith. I think he's like my all-time favorite guitar player from Iron Maiden. I think I was completely obsessed with them in like the 80s, and I can remember my first real heartbreak was him leaving Iron Maiden. It wasn't over a girl. It wasn't like a death of the family. It was Adrian Smith leaving Iron Maiden straight after Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, and that broke my heart. And I never got back into Iron Maiden after that. I've been to see them loads of times after, got the albums, but but I always go back to Seventh Son and Somewhere in Time as being the two most fundamental guitar solo albums that I've ever heard. When I think about something I always go back to, it's those. He's just got such a unique and fantastic way of phrasing.
Yeah.
And his solo albums throughout the 90s were wonderful as well. So, yeah, it's got to be Adrian Smith.
Oh, he's got some solo albums?
Yeah, he created a band called ASAP, and they released it's like a new wave of hard rock, kind of, radio friendly rock, called album called Silver and Gold, which is really good. He's a vocalist in it, and he's got such a good voice.
Yeah.
And then he was in a couple called Psycho Meds Hell, and then he was with Bruce Dickinson and his band. So yeah, the 90s are pretty good. I was actually more into the bands that he was in through the 90s than he wasn't when I was in Iron Maiden. So I just followed him. He's just the tops. I think he's another person, if I ever met him, I'd just be a bumbling mess.
I love you, Adrian.
Yeah.
Adrian!
Oh, we've all been like that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Isn't that from Rocky?
Adrian!
Oh, what a great film.
Yeah.
Yes, I've not really heard any of his solo stuff, to be honest.
No,
So I need to have a little listen to that. I'll see what.
It's really worthwhile. It's really worthwhile. Silver and Gold is just you wouldn't necessarily expect him out of him if you listen to it straight from. It was straight from when he played Seventh Son. That was the next thing he did. It's completely different, but the guitar work through it is absolutely amazing. So it's really good. And it's a band context as well, so it's a little different. He's got a really good voice.
I will be having a listen. That's what's been really good about this podcast, David, because everybody we're interviewing has given us new music to listen to. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's from the 90s. It's new chores, though.
Yeah, new chores. Yeah. So it's been brilliant, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Picking up on some of this amazing music I've somehow missed out on over the years.
But it's making it harder for us to choose.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You keep hearing everybody else.
I feel like I need to put Mike Portnoy in mine. Actually, is anyone else as good at it? It's really hard, isn't it?
Lars Ulrich is not as good as him.
Every day I watch a little video on Lars, a guy that does these little covers of songs in the style of Lars, and it's just hilarious. Oh, yeah. It's hilarious, honestly. It's just
sit down, Lars.
Oh, we're going to get
I feel sorry for him. He's kind of. I'm not making I don't want to make a sweeping comment but he's a bit like Ringo Starr.
Yeah.
In a way that he was part of a band that were fundamental in inspiring millions and millions of other people to play, and people from that point of that genesis of that type of music, people evolved from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were always going to be kind of, quote unquote, better or more technically gifted. But it's harder to innovate than it is to replicate. And I think he serves Metallica well. He doesn't need to be. It's a bit like Kirk Hammett. He's like the luckiest guitar player in the world because when you look at the scale of
Danny thinks the same.
If you and Slash and if you look at the scale of what the band become, you go, well, he's got to be the best, the most technically gifted and proficient and whatever. But it isn't always about that, is it? It's actually being the centric to actually creating a new genre.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. You are absolutely right. I mean, we all take the piss out of Lars, but actually, think of what he's done for metal.
Yeah, he's a very good point, actually. He completely shuts down there, mate.
Yeah, you are right. But still, he is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a really funny man to just watch.
Yeah.
Both in live and on the drums. So we'll take that for now.
He's a bit like Yngwie. He's a bit like Yngwie, isn't he? He's become a stereotype. He's become almost like a caricature.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think after a while, these like Zakk Wylde and Slash, they all become almost like a meme, don't they? But you have to be good to be a meme.
That's very true.
Yeah, true.
You have to get to that point first, don't you?
We'll never be memes.
Yeah.
And then, to be fair, once he's made his millions, he don't really need to be good anymore, does he?
No.
We're on to the final member of your dream band, mate.
Yes.
Your dream?
This is the easy one.
Vocalist.
Subscribe to Picking Legs.
Easy one. Is it easy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Must be a great vocalist.
I gauge it on the only vocalist I'd give up playing guitar to be.
Okay.
Because they can emote something from the voice that is just completely transcends everything. It's Corey Glover from Living Colour. He's just got a voice of an angel.
Oh, amazing!
He's just the best. And don't get me wrong, I've grown up listening, and he's not necessarily the most archetypal vocalist either. I've loved likes of Fish and Bruce Dickinson, and there's this vocalist from an Australian band called Clink Boge from the Butterfly Effect.
Oh,
brilliant
yes.
band.
Yeah.
Really cool band.
He's just got such an. I've cried watching him so many times. He's just incredible. But definitely Corey Glover. He's like, if I could sing like that, I'd give up guitar. I'd sing like that. It's just wonderful, and the range that he can do, but also I guess the how diverse he can be. Different types of music, from soul and gospel to downright screaming his lungs out. It's just And he looks, and anyone that can look cool with dreadlocks and wear a surf suit on stage, I think
I couldn't pull that off.
I'd look.
I'd try it, but I wouldn't be able to pull it off.
In fact, we had a previous guest that was talking about. You're gonna have to forgive me. The Living Colour singer Corey
Glover.
Corey Glover, and he was telling us that he did like a thing to the crowd, didn't he? Like moved the mic away and just sang
without the mic, and he could pelt it out there.
I think that was with Extreme. He went to go and see them on that tour.
Yeah, you might have.
I missed that. Yeah, but
yes,
I got it again.
Yeah, Living Colour and Extreme on the same show. Are you kidding?
I know. They're like two of my favourite all-time bands, and I was away during the tour, and I missed it all. But I was lucky enough to see Living Colour at a gig that we played a couple of weeks ago. So they were headlining. They were more or less headlining. Them and Mr. Big were headlining the main stage, and we headlined the second stage. So I got to see them, and it was really good. It's fantastic.
Oh,
but it'd have been good to have seen Extreme with them as well. That'd have been awesome.
Oh, Mr. Big though as well.
Yeah,
man. The last UK tour, they're just crazy good.
Yeah, awesome band.
Have you got a favourite song by Living Colour?
There's a song that he did called Visions.
Yeah,
and it's not very well known. They released it on the best of when he was just about to break up. But that is the song that kind of saved me. So those songs that you listen to during the bad times so many times that when you have a crap day, that song automatically comes up in your head because it's almost like a defense mechanism. That song, and it's just incredible. They're just so progressive as well. I think some of the stuff that they were doing in the early 90s and singing about in the early 90s are still really resonant now. And the type of music that they're playing is just wonderful. So it's an easy pick for me, that one, really.
It seemed very easy for you.
No thought at all needed. Straight there.
Brilliant. And we know that you've met him before as well. You told us about your
my weeping episode.
Hey, we've all had moments like that.
You saved my life.
Have you got any honourable mentions for vocals as well?
Well, Clint Bogue from the Butterfly Effect, he's just got such an incredible voice. The range and the power that he gets into it. You got vocals like Miles Kennedy and things like that, and they do it without. I like to hear. It sounds weird. I like to hear the vocalist suffer to hit the notes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I kind of like that, and I like that with the guitarists as well. Sort of you got players like Petrucci and Vi, who are just as amazing as they are. You know that it's within the range, the capacity to do it, and they're not putting the body through some kind of hell hell to get to that note. So him, Corey Glover, they just pump it out, and it looks like they've put everything that they've got into it. I think Fish Marillion is another one. I think he's not an archetype. He's not your archetypal vocalist, but the man's a poet, and the emotions that he can get through, not necessarily being the most melodic of vocalists. The emotions that he can get through it is just. I like my music to take me through a story. So I like story like conceptual music and things that I can really hook onto. So and I think the only other outlandish one I can't remember his name. He was Christian Elstrom. The vocalist. He used to be the vocalist in Scar Symmetry.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah, great vocals though. I know who you're talking about. I like that band.
And they more or less, when he left, they had to replace him with 2 vocalists. He was just the two sides of his vocal range, his softs and harmonic side compared to his screaming and his guttural sound.
Yeah.
It's just really good. And I like their music as well. They're probably as heavy as I get, because they've still got that melodic, real big and melodic edge to it.
Christian Alverstam.
Alverstam, yeah. He's just wild. He's just got 2 really distinct sides to his voice that, not many people have got.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. Well, I think we should summarise.
Let's summarise the band.
Right, let's start with your dream drummer.
Who is it?
It was Portnoy, wasn't it? Mike Portnoy?
It was indeed. Your dream guitarist.
The rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm. Who's that?
It was me, but
It's
I'm
you.
playing Mark. But I'm playing Mark Tremonti gear.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't be playing guitar if it wasn't for players like that. So yeah,
You're channeling Mark Tremonti.
absolutely. Yeah, I'll shave my beard into the little strip down the chin and everything.
Yeah, I think that's the minimum you can do.
Brilliant.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Your dream bass player.
Right, it was the dude from. Crikey, I've forgotten the name now.
What was it? I forgot already as well. What was his? I can't say his name. It's all right. Odd. It was Eugene
it was
Kostiuk.
Eugene something. Yeah,
Kostiuk.
that's the one. He's been a long time influence of me. No, yeah,
No, great player though.
yeah,
Great
absolutely, fantastic.
Your dream lead guitarist.
Adrian Smith, Iron Maiden.
And finally, your dream vocalist.
Corey Glover from Living Colour.
Boom.
What a band.
What a lineup.
Yeah, what a lineup. I love it.
So it's a right powerhouse of a band.
The best bit about this job,
Yeah.
getting these bands together and thinking, fucking hell, they're mega.
Yeah. Who's the ego? Yeah.
Yeah, well, do you think they'll get along? That's a good question. Do you think all these members will create a decent band and be able to kind of play together, tour together? What do you think?
I think they would, because they're all old, aren't they? And I think
mostly,
you tend to lose that element of it when you get to that age. They've all been there and done that, so they'd all be living in different buses.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have to be. They wouldn't be in a travel lodge together, would they?
No.
So
Who do you think the nightmare would be? Or would that be you?
that'd be me, because I'm a right bastard. I'd be getting them to get up at 8:00 in the morning. Come on, we need to start talking about schedules and have you learned this song by now? And get them really wound up. And
Well, it's your band, so it's your dream band.
I have to do all the press. I have to do the press, the merch. I organise the gigs. I do everything, and you can't even learn that chord. And that'd be like that, just kicking ass all the time.
Are you saying that to Adrian Smith?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not too much.
I'd make an example out of him just so the others are scared.
I love it.
I love it as well. Perfect.
We're going to ask you to name that band.
Name your dream band, baby.
This is the hardest job ever, I think. What would you call that band?
I'll call it Paralysed Fish. That was the band that me and my mate started at college. So I'd resurrect Paralysed Fish from the
Paralysed
ashes.
Fish. Where did that name come from?
I don't know. I think we just think about stupid stuff.
And a paralysed fish is quite. How would you know if a fish is paralysed and not dead?
Exactly. It's just like Pavlov's dog, isn't it? Or not
Schrodinger's cat.
The cat. Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paralysed fish.
I suppose if you're looking at the gills, if they've stopped working.
Yeah, but if it's a really small fish, you can't really see the gills going, can you? Or what if they've got like covered gills? What do you do then?
Yeah.
Covered.
Or if he's got a coat on.
Or if they've got some sort of like fish hair, like a mane that covers the...
You're being fucking ridiculous now, Danny. A fish hair? A mane?
I'm being ridiculous, am I?
Hairy fish? Hairy paralysed fish? What are you talking about?
Oh, God.
Apologies for Danny.
It'd be a mullet.
They're quite popular now, aren't they?
A mullet.
Danny's not got it.
Yeah.
A red mullet.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, my God. Sorry, it's slow today.
Yeah, it's been a long day. It was a very good dad joke. I like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, we're fans of dad jokes, aren't we? Well,
It's been brilliant, mate.
that's amazing.
First and
Thanks so much
foremost,
for having me.
it's been nice to catch up. It's been
Yeah, it's been
a
really
very long
good.
time.
It's been really good. We enjoyed it.
So I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for when you're playing some
Oh
shows.
yeah, I've been an avid fan of yours for quite a while now in terms of what you do guitar wise, and obviously with Chung and Paulax and all that kind of stuff. So it's been really nice to see you and Richard kind of grow and do your thing. And I was fortunate to meet Richard when we supported Cradle of Filth and we chatted a little bit. So it's good to kind of do this with you as well and kind of
nice.
harken back to the days where we were talking online and stuff. So I'm proud of you, kidder. You've done well.
Likewise, mate. It's great.
I need to get down to one of your shows. I can't wait. It's like it's my kind of thing. I like a bit of theatre and I like concept albums.
I'll chuck some guests next time we're down there. I'll chuck some tickets your way and we'll catch up and do whatever.
Amazing.
We're
amazing.
We'll come and support, mate. We'll come and support. You know, for us tickets. Where can we find you on social media? This is time to promote everything.
We are all over Facebook. It says facebook.com/Ward16. That is Ward XVI. It's not X1V, X1I or whatever, which you wouldn't have a clue how many times our name's been mispronounced by somebody. And I think looking back, we'd call ourselves something different instead of trying to be posh. Just Ward 6 numerals and Ward 16. So Ward 16, so XVI. We're on Twitter, Instagram, we're everywhere. We're not very good at it. Well, we try to be good at it, but it's difficult.
It's hard work
nowadays,
isn't
it?
Yeah, it is.
It is hard work with the algorithms being as they are. Nothing beats actually talking to people at gigs and doing this kind of stuff and face to face and whatever. But we're all over the place on Spotify, but all our albums are on Spotify, so you can catch up to the first two chapters and get ready for a new album next year. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'll refresh my memory with it all and have a listen ready for the new album coming, mate.
Thank you, sir. It's been fun. It's not often you get a really original thing to do that really makes your cogs work a little bit. So it's cool. This, to be honest,
it's all his idea. It's his idea.
I'm an ideas man. I've had the idea for about 3 years, just didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, do it.
And then he forced me to, well, I say he forced me to do it, but he kind of helped me implement it. So it's been perfect.
No, it really is, because you're having to really think outside the box at some of these things. So it's good to start appreciating where you come from.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
It gets harder to leave the house when you're a family man, and it's nice this
definitely.
is a good way to catch up with people and have a good chat and discover new music and find out.
The best thing about the whole thing is just chatting to musicians, like-minded people for a good hour. And you know what I mean? You get so much out of that. But we don't do enough of it anymore, do we?
Yeah.
Even in real life.
You kind of realise that you're just all normal people that have grown in the same kind of environment.
Absolutely.
It's just...
And there's all the little intricacies along the way that have shaped us, that make us who we are, and the picks that we make. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, dude. We'll keep in touch and let us know when everything's out.
Will do. Cool. I'll send you something sneaky over so you can listen to it.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Like a bit of that. Bonuses.
All right.
Bonus.
Cheers,
all right, dude. Take care.
See you soon.
Take care. See you later. Thank you.
Dude, David Stott's episode.
I've thoroughly enjoyed this interview.
What a great guy.
I know. I've not spoken for quite some time. It was lovely to catch up.
Anyway, how's your coffee?
Oh, coffee chat.
Coffee chat.
I guess dreaming of the band with a coffee in hand, caffeine wonderland.
We've just had some 200 degrees
Decaf,
because we're recording this at 9:15 in the evening, UK time.
For all our international listeners.
And it's decaf. It's called Mellowship, I think it was called.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I'm not really a fan of decaf coffee normally.
Yeah, it's not. It's the second bag I've had.
Sorry, do you want to try that again? Come on, you can do it.
I'm just going to put my teeth back in. It's the second time I've tried this coffee, and I built it up to be like this amazing decaf. And then I've just tried it, and I don't like it as much as I did.
It was relatively nice. I mean, I grind my own beans, so
bean grinder.
I'm a coffee wanker now.
Yeah, you truly are. You've got one of them it looks like War of the Worlds, like one of those aliens with the long legs.
What are you on about? Which bit are you on about?
And is it aerator or something?
It's what's it called? A WDT tool.
Of course it is.
It's to make sure there's no channeling in my espresso puck.
Of course. Do you want to go into more detail?
No, that's enough for today.
No, we'll do a spin-off.
We'll do a full-on coffee chat. I've got the most important thing, I think, is the milk frother.
Oh, yeah.
The milk, the steam one, because that gives you the texture that you get in like a cafe. But at home.
Dude, that coffee that you made for me was one of the best coffees I've had. Honestly, I genuinely mean that.
It's because of the care and attention that I delivered for you.
It's because of the WT tool.
WDT tool.
Sorry, WDT tool.
It's very important.
What's the D stand for?
I can't remember what any of it stands for, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's the thing with acronyms.
I could have got it wrong.
You know when you put someone on the spot to do with acronyms? They're like, throw these acronyms around.
Yeah, no, you can throw them everywhere. But
what does that mean? What does the acronym stand for?
It's
Nobody ever knows.
I think D is distribution, T is tool.
So you didn't need to say WDT tool.
Maybe not. I don't know.
You didn't need to.
I'm unsure.
You should have said WD tool
And this
or
is such
WDT.
we're in such a highly pressured environment right now. I don't even get my phone out to Google. I'm afraid of what you might do. Shall we review David Stott's band anyway?
Yeah, we just spent 3 minutes talking about
Coffee
tools and
WDT tools or WDTs. Who knows?
yeah.
So who did David Stott have on drums? Oh, I've just realised.
The Portnoy.
Mike fucking Portnoy. Yet again.
We're going to have to introduce that band that you were talking about.
What band?
No, the band.
Oh, the band. We're not talking about him. You know what? I'm drawing the line, Danny. We're not talking any more about Mike Portnoy. If you want to hear our thoughts on Mike Portnoy, I think there's 2 or 3 episodes already where he's been picked as the dream drummer. Go back and listen to them.
They're all positive thoughts, might I add.
Oh, yeah, we love him.
Yeah.
But not this much. He's not getting in my dream band.
He's been used too much.
It's been used too much. I'm bored of him. How about you?
He's already been in too many dream bands, as it is.
Well, in reality, in real life, yeah.
Because he's incredible. He's an incredible drummer. There's no denying
Dude,
it.
I'm cutting that out. You're reviewing him. I said there's a band. We're not making any more comments on Mike Portnoy.
We're not going to cut that out because we need to show that you threatened to cut it out.
Oh, damn it. I can't win, can I? Anyway, Mike Portnoy, fuck off. You're brilliant. On to his guitarist. Oh, he was a guitarist.
Indeed. We've just gone back and had a listen to some Ward 16 stuff.
Oh, I really quite liked it. It's very theatrical.
Yeah. The production on the latest album.
Very good.
Very, very good. We've got a couple of standout tracks that we enjoyed listening to.
Well, there was one of them that... Sorry, before we go on to that, there's one of them that sounded like... You know, Between the Buried and Me, they have the little weird musical interludes.
Yeah. Sounded
just like that.
Well, yeah, because I had like... There's something familiar about it, and when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, BT Bam.
Is that what you call them? Are your best mates?
BT Bam.
The music was great, very theatrical, and they are like a proper like live theatre band, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
So the songs we caught up with was "Catch Me If You Can," brilliant, and then I don't know how to say this. Imago.
Imago.
Say, like Imago. Who knows?
I thought Imago because it was like imagination.
Imagination. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Anyway, moving on to the next member, Danny. Who was it?
I do want to talk about David Stott's.
Go for it.
Because obviously he's playing the rhythm guitar in this dream band.
Yeah.
I was the latest album. The production is really impressive.
It's very good,
and in particular, I was sort of drawn to the rhythm guitars anyway. So it's like if they've got that kind of big, thick kind of tone. I mean, there's lots of like clean guitars in there that
there's lots of stuff happening, isn't there?
Yeah, there's loads of stuff.
They've got lots of instruments going off in there, some keyboard and all that jazz. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, and it's nice to hear that he's got that kind of repertoire. So, he's got plenty of things to choose from.
Really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Check them out. Like, honestly, I'd tell you if they were rubbish.
I want to go and see the band live because I want to experience the show.
Yeah, because he talked to us about props, didn't he?
The blood.
I love it. Yeah. What was the best? Some kind of food colouring from, was it a certain supermarket, wasn't it, that had the best?
Asda or something.
Other supermarkets are available. I'd rather go somewhere else, if I'm honest.
Would you know?
I would, yes. So next up was bass player, Danny.
Bass player.
Who was it? You could say this one.
Eugene. Sorry, I've made some notes on a notepad that you can't see, listeners.
Oh, well.
And I've written it in pencil, and I can't read it from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
And I've not used pencil since I was like 7 years old.
Yeah, you can tell.
Eugene Kostiuk.
I like how you brought that.
Do you agree?
You brought that right to your. Yeah, I can see it from here. I'm not blind like you.
My eyes are poor. My eyes are poor.
What a bass player, dude.
I'm really impressed with this bass player.
What a band, though. I've not listened to them for ages, and they are proper mega.
Well, I heard some of the Rarely stuff, and it was a little bit too brutal in a way.
Yeah,
but we listened to the latest.
The brutality's still there.
2021 release.
But it's got a bit more melody to it, hasn't it?
There's a couple of tracks.
Yeah, so
that
we kind of, the standout tracks for us really was Copycat, some great like kind of quite technical riffs.
Yeah, just great really fluid lines underneath everything. Yeah, really complemented the vocal.
And like the bass was not just following the lead guitar.
Yeah.
It was following kind of its own pattern and kind of contrasted a little bit. And then at the start of a song called Wallflower.
Oh, the tapping section.
Bass tapping.
Bass tapping.
On the intro, banging.
Bass tapping bastard.
Bass tapping bastard. Teaspoon tapping bastard. Classic. We'll tell that story one day.
Still laughing about that now. Yeah, I'm going to go back and listen to that entire album because
Oh, when it kicks in as well. It sounds so huge.
Yeah.
But what a bass player. I mean, I need to listen to more. I'm sad that I haven't already.
As a bass player, you definitely need to listen to that album. It's like the...
Why, do I need to improve?
No, because it's like a bass playing appreciation album.
It definitely is.
It's awesome, isn't it? And same again. I had the Beatty Bam. Beatty Bam vibes.
Stop fucking saying that. You're annoying me. Beatty Bam.
Beatty Bam.
Oh my God. Someone stop him.
It's all right, I'm going to listen back to this at some point and just like throw up with disgust that I'm talking this way. Right, we'll move on next to the lead guitarist.
Adrian Smith.
Adrian.
For my Maiden, but we focused on, because of what David said, looked at his solo stuff, didn't we?
Yes.
What kind of solo?
Well,
duo.
Yeah, the album that you stumbled across was the Smith-Kotzen collaboration.
What a collab.
And I forgot about that collaboration.
It's banging, isn't it?
It's really, really great. I mean, it's on the edge of cheese, isn't
it's cheese.
It's quite...
No,
yeah.
It's not on the edge of cheese. It's not on the rind. It's on the actual meat of the cheese.
It's deep in there.
It's deep in the meat. Oh, but yeah, it is cheesy. It's probably stuff that I don't generally listen to normally.
It's on the borderline of blues rock, Dan.
But you know what? We watched the videos, didn't we?
Yeah, very entertaining.
And so cheesy. I was purely entertained by it.
Yeah. Well, I've not heard. I know we're talking about his guitar playing, but
yes, we are.
Let's just mention his voice, though.
It's so surprised
because we started listening to the album, and you've not heard Kotzen sing before, have you? And I was like,
no. Listen
to Kotzen's voice, and then the other voice come on, and it was like, wait a minute,
I know
that's a great voice as well.
They're both like. I expected there to be a massive difference, but it was closer than I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, Kotzen was still better, but at guitar as well. I'll just put that in there. Kotzen was better at guitar and singing.
Okay,
but still, let's celebrate Adrian Smith.
But I think they both bring something really cool to the table in that album. So you've got... Kotzen's obviously got this... I mean, by the sounds of it, Adrian Smith has probably got a decent range on him, but Kotzen's got like a higher kind of timbre, and he's got some interesting kind of overtones in his distortion.
When his nasalness comes in. When the mids pop out.
We love that, don't we?
Oh.
And his guitar playing is impeccable. I mean, he plays completely fingerstyle, you know. I don't know if he told you this story, but...
What, no pick?
He used to play with a pick.
He wasn't playing with a pick then?
No.
Oh, I didn't even know. So how was he doing it all?
The story is, he was getting bored with his playing, and the night of a live show, this was years ago...
decided to chuck his pick away?
Threw his pick away before he went out on stage and decided to play everything fingerstyle.
For a challenge?
For a challenge, to freshen things up.
Maybe someone offered him £1.
It was readily available.
£1 was readily available. And he's kept with it since then.
But, this is controversial.
Ooh.
Adrian Smith's tone stood out more for me.
It's because you bum Strats.
They were both playing Strats. I mean, Kotzen primarily plays a Telecaster.
The premium guitar of choice. But
the track we were listening to was called Solar Fire.
Oh, was that the video one?
Yes, and Adrian Smith was playing like a Super Strat Jackson, but he was on the neck pickup still, so still a Strat.
Yeah.
It's just really like a really thick tone, you know, really really nice, really.
It did sound really nice. I can't deny it.
Really soulful playing, really. So
they were both banging. I'd check that out if you're a fan of like classic rock kind of vibe.
You know I'll be listening to that album tomorrow.
I've quite enjoyed it. That's a guilty pleasure, that was, to be honest.
I'm going to be listening to... Yeah. I'm going to make a playlist of everything that's in this Dream Band and just listen to it, yeah.
Yeah, it's decent, to be honest.
Anyway, last member...
Is... I mean, I can't read it from here, Danny. You have to pick it up. Because you've written in pencil.
I've written in pencil.
You absolute knob. It was it.
Corey Glover.
From Living Colour.
From Living Colour. What a legendary band.
It is a legendary band, yeah.
I mean, the track that I instantly think of is obviously... The listeners are going to know I'm going to say... Yeah, exactly.
Cult of Personality.
Yeah. I mean, it's just dead catchy and groovy and...
Cult of Personality. I can't
His voice is amazing.
I'm cutting that out.
No, you're not. You're doing it again. Go.
I'm not doing it again. I can't do it. It hurts me.
Go.
You do it. I'll bat it back.
No, I said it first.
Oh, it was like that, isn't it? You know, to be like that.
But then we picked out another track because, I mean, there's just so many in there to listen to.
There is.
We had a flick through and it's like every time he starts singing, he just sounds like... He sounds like an angel. But
we picked one that... Because I think he's got quite a good love song voice. So we picked out... Let me just get the paper with the very poorly written pencil writing on. Love rears its ugly head. Thank you. That's thank God that's the end of that paper, that fucking pencil work. But yeah, it's a bit of a slower track.
Oh, it's just the tone of his voice.
It's beautiful.
And his control, and he's got an immense range. It's so soulful. Beautiful. Really, really great. And his phrasing's great. Serves the song.
Really enjoyed it.
Imagine his voice with Adrian Smith. And probably Portnoy's going to throw some vocals in because he likes to
show
true.
Off. You know what? It's a really good band.
It's a great band.
I don't think I've got any complaints, you know.
Oh.
I know. I think it's yeah, it's going to be pretty good, isn't it?
In the words of Dan, it's going to be banging.
Banging. And what do you think the band name, Danny?
Paralysed Fish.
I quite like it, you know.
Yeah. Well, we've just designed a T-shirt using AI.
Let's not mention that too much, Danny. Some people might boycott us. Not that we're going to release that T-shirt or anything.
Oh, no.
But it's great.
Make a cool T-shirt design.
It's like a fish that's been bound by, what, is that wires? Or like chains or something, and then some...
This we'll share a picture of it on the Instagram page.
Oh, definitely, yeah. On
you'll see it at some point.
Skynet Saturday.
Yeah, Skynet Saturday. Would you go and see this band?
Yes, 100%.
Would you buy a T-shirt?
Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Put your money where your mouth is. Dada, would you buy a T-shirt? Dada, would you buy a T-shirt? Dada, would you buy a T-shirt? Put your money where your mouth is.
That T-shirt.
That T-shirt.
You know what? I want that T-shirt. Print it off. We'll get it done. Definitely. It's a case where I've actually seen the T-shirt, so I say yes. Unlike normally where you just ask me and I've not seen anything.
We don't normally see the T-shirt design, do we?
Now we can do it with the power of AI. Would you go and see this band?
Yeah, I would actually.
Would you buy that T-shirt?
Yeah, I like every component of this band. Every component. And I think it's going to make a really, really cool mix.
I'm really enjoying it. Well done, David.
Brilliant choices, David.
Done a great job.
Brilliant choices.
A-star.
Right, that's the end of the episode.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Already? Oh, sad times.
Well, thanks to our listeners.
Yep. Give us if you like this episode, please like it and give us 5 stars.
Indeed. Help us spread the word. Tell your family. Tell your friends.
Share it on all your social media bits. We're on Instagram, Pick and Licks Podcast. Give us a search. And yeah, follow us.
When you're at work talking with your friends on your coffee break, tell them about the podcast. When you're at the pub with your friends, tell them
about the podcast.
When you're at the match watching football.
Oh my God. I think they get the idea, Danny.
I think they get the idea, yeah.
But, thank you for listening. Thank you, David, for coming on.
We're just trying to spread joy around the world, aren't we?
And if not, we're enjoying it here ourselves.
Yeah, we are, mate. We are.
We'll see you soon, listeners.
Thanks again. Until next time. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
We're so sorry to see you go, but thanks for tuning